right, let's call this meeting to order. Okay, and we do have a quorum. 2, 3, yes. We do. All right. We should amend the meetings for the last order first, since we have no public comments.
Yeah, I would like to make a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting, just with a simple fix of saying that I was here in person and not on Zoom.
Have a second.
You were here in person?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought,
Yeah.
okay, I'll have to amend those.
That's what you do.
And who seconded this? Okay.
Thank you.
All in favor? Hold your hand. Thank you. She carries. Okay, that's gonna take care of the last one. All right. Receive an update from Big Bend Parks and Recreation for Kids. Although that says me, that's going to be TK.
Awesome. So just to update you guys, I have placed the order for the merry-go-round for Pueblo Nuevo. I just got an email from them that the expected delivery shipment date is going to be September 22nd. But I will let Megan know when they have sent me an email confirming that they've shipped it. Yeah, so should be getting here fairly soon, which is very exciting. We had a meeting this past Sunday on September 10th for the community because we are wanting to talk about plans for the American Legion playground and starting to improve that. But we did not really have any community attendance.
Oh dear.
So
you even offered ice cream.
I know we did offer ice cream. No, apparently no one wanted ice cream. So that was a bit of a bummer, but we are moving forward. We have a fundraiser that we're going to partner with the city of Alpine for their pumpkin giveaway that they do right before Halloween. And we are looking for like 10 volunteers. So 5 in the morning and 5 in the afternoon to be serving food. We're doing some crafts, face painting and stuff like that. So if you guys know anyone who wants to volunteer for that, send them my way.
Where will this be?
It has been at the visitor center.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's where it will be again, but
okay.
I'm not positive.
And can you give me the date again?
Yes, October 28th.
I don't want to serve food, but I can do something else.
Okay. We would love help any ways that you can help.
All right.
So yeah, we're looking for volunteers for that. It's one of our bigger fundraisers of the year. And if you guys also know of anyone who wants to join our board, we are looking for a couple more. Yes. And that is it.
Very good, TK. Thank you. All right, move on to B, which is discuss updates from board on individual task objectives and reassign tasks as needed. As you know, Ben Struthers is no longer with us. So he was working on festivals and event planning. I'm doing park rules. Rental fees. It's pretty much already been done. I was going to say that rental fees were done. That's what I said. It's all in the voting now.
Okay.
So, park activities, inventory and playground equipment. Now, TK's already done that. Inventory, she did a very excellent inventory of the playground equipment, including a repair inventory as well, which I thought was spectacular. So we have festivals and event permitting, and I believe we have a reporting position open where someone reports to, I guess, the council and the board. Is that not right, Zio?
Mm-hmm. You can do it, or y'all can decide who does it.
Right.
And it could be different people if you'd like.
Right.
And I did also forget to add on this one. We'll need to add it on the next one to appoint a vice chair because Struthers was the vice chair.
Well, that's true. Yeah. So be prepared for that next time, okay? We have 2 more meetings this year, is that correct? October and November.
So this fiscal, yes, the calendar year.
The calendar year.
And then 1 more this fiscal.
So, okay, so we'll take that up in October then. Anybody interested in doing festivals and event permitting for the parks?
Now, what does that entail?
Well, like when we have like the Bluegrass Festival that comes to town, they might want to play in the park, and there would be rules on what they could set up, how they could set up, and things like that. And then they're also going to have a permit to do that, which they would get from the city.
Okay.
So it's just looking at the festivals that we've had and designing some kind of permit, permitting action that has to go on to see if they can get in the park, because Coconut is a big park
Yes.
and they can be in an area over there playing and not disturb the kids and things like that. But again, you know, like when we have the 4th of July, how big it gets
Yes.
and things like that. So all of those people with the booths, they have to get a permit.
Okay.
So that's the main thing, is getting the permit to allow them into the park to set up and things like that. And then there's always dealing with electricity and trash and things like that, so.
Okay. And so what other resources would there be to kind of looking into what they would, I'd like to do that,
Mhm.
but I can't at this moment commit to that, but I'd like to look into that more to
Okay,
kind of just see how that would work out with my schedule.
you would have to talk to Mr. Calderon.
Fantastic then.
And why don't you go, we'll just put you on there for now,
Okay.
and if you can't complete it, then we'll, later.
Okay.
And Gio is an excellent source of information.
No, fantastic. That would-
Megan is an excellent source of information, and we both know these things. So, and maybe, I can get in touch with Ben and see whatever notes he had
Okay.
and to get them back to you.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds great.
All right, let's,
Sharon, I might just tie in on this real quick that
Sure.
I spoke with Megan, and I think in October, council will be meeting and possibly going over new tasks for the
Mhm.
boards and things like that. So these are the ones we knocked out: park rules and inventory and rental
Rental
fees.
fees.
right.
So we did chalk some off the list. I was kind of wondering if you guys had, and this would be a thing for Geo and them too, well, city council really, but if that task list is gonna change, you know, we might be giving you all a task list that, something that these were set by a previous council,
Correct.
so we may need to see if they're still a priority for the current council,
That's a good
the
idea.
ones remaining.
That's a good idea.
And is that coming, sorry, is that coming next month?
I was told if we do it, it would be October, so.
Yes.
And from my perspective, that's like, that would require input from you guys as well. If y'all think that there's something that Park should look into,
Right.
or that y'all feel is something that the community is saying that they would want more clarity in, then maybe that's something that comes from you guys to council and we present it as a task, you know,
That's a good
basically you
idea.
be creating your own task list. We could approve through council, though, I believe. But some of these are big.
Oh, yes.
I feel like the festivals and event permitting, I know you were talking about doing it, but I feel like that could honestly be broken up.
It's
Because
just-
I feel like that's a really big one
It might be.
to tackle.
We need to get the, bring the code of ordinances next time, a copy of it.
Yeah,
So that we can go through it and see what that pertains, you know,
Yeah.
and then 2 people might have to do that.
Yeah.
I know that on the original documents, there was a reporting. Person open. I'll have to find it. Could
It
you
was
tell us
on the
about it?
resolution.
I'm sorry.
It was on that resolution tasking you all with objectives. There was a reporting.
Right,
And that's just the standard, just to kind of get the chair, Darren did it many times when he was the chair, just to quarterly report on the updates and progress.
Okay.
I think it'd be a good idea to do sometime soon too.
would you like to handle that, Louise? Just reporting what our recommendations are every quarter to the council.
Okay.
Yeah. Isn't that correct? This is my guide. But so they want, they want to know that we're not just sitting here.
Mhm.
And so they want to know if we've accomplished anything and what's next on our plate to get done. And if they have anything, from the parks and their wards that they want done. So what you would do is just report upon what we've done and the actions that we've taken. Okay. Thank you.
You can reach out to me, Luis, if you need more information on it too.
Yes. He's another excellent source of information. All right, that's great. So action items now, this is the one where this is approve a recommendation to the city council to update chapter 74, Parks and Recreation to the Alpine Code of Ordinances, and that would be, as it is stated back in here, open dawn to dusk. They're just doing it. I was looking at the parks, surveying the parks. A lot of them have signs, but they all have different times. Some are open till 10:30, some are open till 10, some open at this hour and this hour. So I thought it would be a good just to have them all the same to kind of help the parks guys out so that they know when to go and that when people will be there, when they won't, But just to make it conducive to everybody enjoying the park at a time when they want to, so in the summertime, thankfully, we're far enough south and west that we get daylight until like 9:30. So there's no reason that you would want to be out there at 10:30 unless you have a special permit. You see what I'm saying? So if we go from dawn to dusk, then everybody can get up early and run, or stay late and walk. It doesn't matter, So, but that's what this is for. So we want to approve the recommendation. Well, I do, but we need to put it to a vote.
Well, I can make a motion to approve a recommendation to city council to update chapter 74, Parks and Recreation, to the Alpine Code of Ordinances.
All right. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, and we've already discussed it. So all in favor? Oh, this one. Sorry. It's unanimous. Thank you.
Right? Who seconded that one?
I did.
Perfect, thank you.
Yes. All right, and now approve a recommendation to the city council to update rental fees for park recreation facilities, including the Coconut City Park Pavilion, and recommend updates to the current rules and deposit rates for reserving facilities. Let's see if that's back here, because what we did is Megan and I thought, and Darren had laid out a very good plan. Right now, it is $25 a day for the pavilion at Oak Coconut Park. And so what we wanted to do is break that up into 4-hour increments, because sometimes there's people there and other people want to use the pavilion and they're through, but they've got the whole day, so we can get more revenue, not much, but just a little to cover the guys having to pick up the trash, that kind of thing. So Darren proposed $30 for 4 hours, and I believe 70, what was it for all day?
So that.
I'm looking at the options on the back. It
Oh,
looks like
there you go.
there's options.
Thank you. $30 to rent 9 to 3, and that second one should be
3 to
3 to, yes.
It just dawned on me too, and on this, before we start discussing, I guess let's make a motion in a second and then open it up to discussion,
Yes.
if y'all don't mind.
Yep, I make a motion to approve a recommendation to the city council to update rental fees for parks and recreation facility, including the Coconut Park Pavilion. Recommend updates.
So then just, so that was, I guess y'all need a second.
Yes.
I'll second.
Sorry.
All right.
So let's open up for discussion.
So we need to vote on it.
Well,
so
I
that-
think we need to discuss the options.
Yes, there we go.
And I was just gonna say on it, the top one is 9 to 3, the other one would be 4 to 10.
4 to
This was
10.
based off of Midland, Parks in Midland.
Right.
And now it just dawned on me, if we do dusk till dawn, or dawn till dusk, then that might affect the hours a bit.
So that would only be open to like 4 to 9 at that point, right?
Or
I
it could
think-
be even sooner in the winter, but I guess my question would be, because they have a special permit to be renting the pavilion, wouldn't that be an exception to the park hours being open?
Yeah, I believe that's how it is written in the ordinance.
Okay.
If y'all look in there,
Parks will be open for use and enjoyment from dawn to dusk daily and closed to the public when it is dark outside. No one except with specific city authorization shall be permitted on the premises of a city park during the hours that such park is closed without prior authorization from the city.
So this.
But I guess
sounds
what I'm
like-
saying is if we were just word this pavilion rental so that they would have authorization to be there if their event was from like 4 to 9.
Because they do have
There's
a permit,
electricity.
to me, that makes it an agreement with the city that they could stay there until that time.
I would agree, but I think it might be better just to update the time to the dark as well, because I know, I mean, typically that's been what has been enforced, and just for the sake of uniformity, I think it might be better to do dark. Instead
Okay.
of, set that.
So you would say like from 4 p.m. until
But I
dark.
mean, if y'all think, it would be worth it to do it regardless, I mean, y'all can certainly recommend that, that's up to you all.
Okay.
But, I think that's another option as well.
I guess from the rentals, how many of them are? I guess maybe just the pool rentals might be going late, but I think those close at a specific time anyways, because the pool closes
That
down.
whole party is, they stop at 8.
And it would still be light out because it's summer, so
So.
I feel like it would be a very
9 to 3 is 5 hours. And so I think 4 to 8, 4 to 8, 4 to dusk.
Yeah.
Would probably be 5 hours in some kind, in some.
That's some months.
You know, so maybe we could just change that to read.
We could even say 9 to 2 and then 3 to
We
dusk.
could do that,
That way it's a little more fair.
but then they're only getting,
Cause the morning person's getting 5, right? 9
Right.
to 2, and then the afternoon they're getting 3 to dusk, which 3 to
Or
8
4
would be 5.
that's true. Well, there has to be some cleanup time in there. That's why there's an hour.
Right, so if it was from 9 to 2, there'd be an hour in between, and then 3 to dusk.
One thing that gets me on that is, we looked, I think, and there wasn't a lot of rentals in the, maybe going into the fall a little bit, but not in the winter. It was mostly all weekends in the summer and spring.
Right?
And so those hours do align with that. I'm just wondering if, if it was after a time change and you had 3 till dusk, dusk could be, 5:30 or whatever.
It could be, that's true, and,
Then you're getting a little gypped.
well, if you do 9 to 2, and then do 3 to 7, 3 to 8, or something, and then the guys could come in, clean up, go home, so.
Well, yeah, that way they're not working at night.
I forget, do they come in that evening or would they come in the following morning?
They come in the fall.
So. What do you recommend? What do you guys think?
I guess if it's mostly getting rented in summer and spring and not really in the fall or winter.
So they would
We-
have the time, the
we-
light,
Yeah, I was gonna say, we could keep it from 9 to 3 and 4 to 9.
4 to 9,
But if we wanted to be,
or 4 to dusk, because
to dusk,
dusk
right.
will come, I don't know. That doesn't sound right to me.
I would recommend doing
Yes,
everyone.
that's true.
See, their question was though, if, cause they already approved making a recommendation on the ordinance. And the ordinance says that it closes at dark. Would somebody reserving the pavilion, because the ordinance does provide that unless you have specific authorization from the city, if it gets dark, are they allowed to stay past there? And I explained that, typically at dark, they're not allowed to be there.
Right.
But they would have permission specifically to rent that.
So you think it'd be okay for them to stay after dark?
Do you consider the permit an agreement with the city? Okay, that's what I thought. So, till dark.
so we should put a time. So like
Yes, put a time,
8
yes, a
8
time.
PM or 9 PM.
So-
So either 3 to 9, or sorry, 4 to 9 or
I think 4 to 9 will work.
3 to 8, yeah.
I do too. So most people are, after they've been up there a few hours, they're ready to go home,
Mhm.
and do what their home things are. I think 4 to 9 would be good.
Okay, so 9 to 3 and then 4 to 9, is that the option that we want for the times?
That's right. That's
And then looking at the option 1 and 2 between the price,
yes, that's another point we want to talk about.
I definitely agree with the $25 deposit
Right.
minimum.
Can I let them know, too, I think it's 25 per day right now, just for the new board members,
Yes,
to kind of compare.
per day. So you can stay there all day long. So what we're trying to do is break it up so that maybe more people could have their time under the pavilion.
I feel like, I know, Darren, you sent that question out to the survey for pricing. I feel like people are not gonna be happy if we jump right from 25 to 40 for half-day rentals, just because some people were already upset that it was already going up or that we're even charging for rent. So I feel like 30 would be a fair way to meet people versus like, we still need to make a profit. Or not even, we need to cover our costs.
Right,
And like to slowly start working our ways up, and then maybe it'd be something we would reevaluate
well,
for next year, like if we wanted to then increase it again, depending on how the public was feeling.
Megan did a little calculation on how much it costs for one man to come out there and do that. And that would be overtime, right, Megan? So it's like $23
So so option 1 would cover,
cover it, but
Would cover one.
one
Okay.
person.
Two people, it doesn't.
Would option two then
Option two would still be cutting it short.
It'd be conventional, but it'd be closer to.
closer to what you would want?
Right.
How frequently do two people go out? Like
Pretty much every time.
every time?
Are they gonna be going in between that hour?
Yes.
So then they'd be coming in twice if it was.
Well, that's what the deposit is for. If the people don't clean up. the
Right, but
guy
then you
has
still have to pay them to
park-
show up and check it out, right?
It's true. So,
So either way, neither of these are covering costs.
no. And it's not like we're gonna make a huge amount of money or anything like that,
No.
but we need to kind of come up to date with parks and cities that are our size. You know, not like, Midland probably has bigger parks, but we have 12, 13 parks. And some of them don't even get used at all. But this Coconut is the big park, and everybody wants to go there. So I don't think 4 hours is too much for me, but
That'd be $10 an hour.
$10 an hour.
Right.
So it's actually,
See?
yeah.
It's like
and
not
like I
bad.
said, it costs at least $23 for the guy to come out and clean. And there's usually two guys. So this would help defray some of that cost.
So are we voting for option two?
I would like option two, but
I would as well.
please,
I'll run that.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Make a motion, TK.
Yep, I make a motion to move forward with option two for $40 to rent from 9 to 3 and then 4 to 9. Or $75 to rent the entire day, in addition to the $25 refundable deposit.
Anybody second?
I second that.
All in favor?
Right.
All right. That was great.
Yeah, can we get the recommendation?
Yeah. Can we move, citizen comments to now? We have someone here.
Sorry, I didn't work on it.
That's okay. Thank you, Megan, for being here.
Thank you, Drew.
All right. Do we have any comments from the board? To talk to, any comments that you want to make about priority parks?
Guys,
I move that we adjourn.
I just had one thing I was gonna
Okay.
say real quick was just, if you guys have Ward 3, so my ward from city council still has an opening. You guys know anybody that would want to join the board?
Right.
Shoot them my way, tell them to fill out the application.
I do have a question. Someone who might be interested would be my sister. Is that allowed since we're siblings?
Yeah, there's not really, we don't have a policy that would say it's not allowed. And you're not, elected, it's appointed, so I think it would be fine. What do you think? Megan?
Definitely bring it up to me.
And if you can find the application online, I guess you already found it. so. And then, so that was the one thing, it's the Ward 3 recommendations, shoot that over to us. And then just thinking still about task objectives, if that does happen in October,
Right.
anything you guys think would be pertinent.
So when we come back in October, maybe we can all find like one thing about the park that we would like to see changed or or recommend to stay the same. Is that too, I don't think that's too hard to do, do you?
Something accomplished over the next year.
Excellent. Yes, we've accomplished two things now, okay? Three? Oh, that's true. Thank you.
And to follow up with Megan on that, she did put some money in the budget for the signage, so that's.
Oh, that's excellent. That is excellent.
And painting for TK on. that kind of stuff,
Awesome.
so.
Okay, so when it gets cooler, we can get a group together to go and do that.
yes.
Have you done, do you think maybe the high school could make us a caterpillar head?
I'm less concerned about that, but
Okay.
I think, just like repairing what we do have versus
I think that would be very great.
replacing
So
other items.
that sounds good because the parks need to be upkept so that we can have our citizens enjoy their time there. And I think our parks are nice. I really do.
Someone did make a comment, and I guess you guys, I don't know if you guys have kids. But someone did make a comment that they're like, oh, whenever we go to the park, all the equipment's broken, so we just don't go. And I guess my question, it was anonymous, so I don't know who
Okay.
responded that. But my question is, what park are they talking about? Because I don't think any of the playgrounds are so far in disrepair that the kids can't play on them.
No. I go to Coconut and Medina a lot and They both look like they're kept up very well. I mean, there's always gonna be
There's always gonna be
scuffs and chips and
Right,
things like
upkeep.
that.
I'm just wondering which, if you've heard of anything
I
being
haven't yet, but
very broken.
no. In fact, for you to have completed your inventory like you did, you had to go to every.
All right,
part
that's
and
why
look at
I
every
went,
piece of
I mean, it was a while ago, that was, I think I did that back in like winter, spring time that I was looking, so maybe something's happened since then. But I was just curious if you guys have heard.
I have not. I've not heard anything negative about the parks in a long time.
That's good.
Since the gopher holes have gone away, so. Hey, any more comments? Okay, I guess we'll adjourn. May I have a motion?
Motion to adjourn
All right,
our meeting.
second.
I'll second.
All right.